Hello, critter protectors. Mr. Jim here, and welcome to Kids Animal Stories, a place where there's always a mystery and adventure around every single corner. If you love critters of all shapes and sizes, I need you on our Critter Protector team. Join our adventure as we learn about critters from around the world and in our backyards. Well, my friends, are you ready for today's adventure? Me too, let's go!
On the last episode, we met a family of wood ducks. There was a whole bunch of little baby wood ducks who were learning to fly for the very first time, including Ruffles, and something terrible just happened. Her brother Squeak just jumped out the hole of their house, and he's not flying. He's falling towards the water below. Let's see what happens next. As Squeak started falling towards the water below their tree, Peep was so scared that he couldn't look. He covered his eyes with his wings. Just when everyone thought he would fall in and make a splash, he was able to flap his wings just enough to start to fly. He flew high in the sky and shoo, right back to where their hole was in the tree.
Oh, Squeak, I was so scared. I thought you were going to fall in the water.
Yeah, it's a good thing I didn't, but even if I did, we know how to swim,
said Squeak. He was pretty proud that he'd been able to fly. Peep was now very scared. After saying his brother almost crashed into the water, he was now hiding in the way back of the nest. He didn't want to try to fly at all. What if he started to fall like Squeak? But what if he actually did hit the water? Wouldn't that hurt? Ruffles walked over to him to try and cheer him up.
Oh, Peep, I know that was scary, but Squeak was able to fly. I know we could do it too.
No, Ruffles, I'm just too scared, said Peep. Have you ever felt very scared of something before? Did anyone try to help you feel better, like Ruffles is doing with Peep? Yeah, that's an important part of being a good friend, or a good brother or sister. When somebody feels scared about something, it's really helpful if you're able to come alongside of them and encourage them through that very scary thing, like learning how to fly.
What if we try to fly together at the same time? That way you won't have to be alone,
said Ruffles. Peep poked his head out of his feathers. Can we share some acorns together afterwards? You see, acorns were some of their favorite treats, and it just so happened to be that it was Peep's favorite food. Ruffles laughed and nodded her head. Oh, of course. Mother has a lot of acorns that we can share, Peep. Come on, all we have to do is just try together. Peep took his head out of his brown feathers. His red eyes looked at Ruffles and he smiled. Okay, let's try together. Peep felt a little braver when Ruffles was with him. She wasn't scared of anything. So if Ruffles wasn't scared, then Peep wouldn't be either. Ruffles and Peep walked to the edge of their hole. Following their mother's instructions, they grabbed the bark of the tree with their strong claws on their feet so that they could hold on. Their claws were an adaptation for their kind, since not many others from their species had strong claws like that. And that's how they were able to climb up their tree to get to their nest.
Are you ready, Peep?
Asked Ruffles. I am, as long as you're with me, said Peep.
Okay, then on the count of 3, we start flapping with all our might,
said Ruffles. Peep nodded and waited for the count to begin.
1, 2, 3, 1!
They both started flapping as hard as they could while they were still holding onto the bark. They started to feel their bodies lift up off the ground. Whoa! Even Peep could feel his little webbed feet start to lift off the branch. Ruffles looked over at Peep.
Okay, Peep. Now, let go of the bark and we'll fly up together. On the count of 3.
Okay, but I'm keeping my eyes closed.
1, 2, 3. Ah!
They both let go of the bark together. They were flapping so hard that they both lifted off the tree branch and right into the air. They're doing it.
Peep, open up your eyes. We're flying.
Peep quickly opened his eyes to see he was in the air next to Ruffles.
We did it!
He shouted. Very good, children, said their mother. What a beautiful way to take off to flight together. She was very proud that her children had flown so well on their first try. And she was especially proud of Peep for being so brave and trying so hard. Peep and Ruffles flew around the tree. It was so exciting to fly for the first time. The sky was so beautiful this time of morning, and it felt so free to fly up into it. Now, instead of jumping into the water below their tree to swim and find food, they could fly out too. When they used to jump out of the tree to swim, it was hard to get back into the tree without flying. They had used their strong claws to climb up the entire tree to get back into their hole. Now they could just fly up. Wow, that's a lot easier. When Ruffles and Peep finally flew back down to the branch and perched, Mother was waiting with a pile of acorns for them. You earned it, she said with a smile. She was happy to reward her children for a job well done. Ruffles and Peep happily went back to their nest and ate their acorns with smiles now. Today had truly been a very exciting day. They couldn't wait to fly again tomorrow. But that is a story for another time. The end. We'll be right back after a brief word from our sponsor. Great job, you listened all the way to the end, and you know what time it is. It's time for some Critter Protector shout-outs. I want to say hey to Zane from Delhi, India, Luke from Illinois, Damon from Hong Kong, Cairo and Evan from California, Eamon from Australia, and Aaron from New York City. I'm so glad that you're all in a Critter Protector team. We could not protect all the critters of the world without you, my friends. Well, you have a super duper day, and I'll see you on our next adventure. Bye!